It's been a long 2-year wait for the new Iberians, but we finally have fresh operators for the team, and old faces. Thorns gets his brand new altar with the release of the Exodus from the Pale Sea event in Global, and Thorns the Lodestar is extremely strong and worth the pull. Thorns the Lodestar is an alchemist specialist, a relatively new branch of specialist introduced with the release of Tin Man and IS-5. This class focuses around things called alchemical units. Each skill of Alchemists involves deploying an alchemical unit on the field with varying effects, including buffs, debuffs, and healing. Alchemical units do not count as summons, and they do not take up deployment slots. First, we're going to look at Lodestar's talents, since both of them synergize with his core kit very nicely. His first talent is his best one. It interacts with all of Lodestar's skills incredibly well, because it increases the duration of all alchemical units by 3 seconds when there's an allied operator within range. While the duration increase could be considered harmful to his skill rotations, it's actually not because of the nature of alchemists. From the moment they throw the alchemical unit, the skill is considered over and Lodestar can continue to restore SP. This talent is not hard in the slightest to activate either because of the extremely support-oriented nature of his kit. His second talent isn't as revolutionary as his first, but it is still very helpful. A global ASPD increase for allies and decrease for enemies is never bad, and it is similarly not difficult to activate its doubled effect, since when he is deployed there is a very obvious animation that will tell you exactly where the tiles this talent effect are. Next we're going to look at his skills. His first skill, while it is very strong, is still his worst. This skill should always interact with his first talent, since he would bring it for supporting an allied operator, increasing its duration from 8 to 11 seconds. At skill level 7, the SP cost of this skill is 6, so with the 11-second duration it has over a 100% uptime, and at M3 it has a 5 SP cost, which is big since the effect of this skill stacks, so you could give allies 200 defense and recover 40% of Lodestar's attack as HP every second in the 3x3 grid it's deployed on, if you can have it at skill at M3 and have both alchemical units in the same area. This skill also works with enmity operators. While Lodestar will not target any enmity operators, if they are inside the 3x3 grid of this skill, they will receive both buffs the skill provides. This skill is a very good consistent buff for allies. I would recommend you raise Lodestar for this skill alone, but compared to his other two skills, it should remain at skill level 7, as the other two skills are far better for your resources spent. Skill 2 is Lodestar's main skill used for casual play. Similar to the last skill, the healing effect this skill provides does also apply to enmity operators within range. The arts damage of this skill is also true AoE, so every single enemy within range of the alchemical unit will receive the arts damage. The range of the alchemical unit slowly increases over time, up to taking up nearly half the entire stage, so the arts damage it does and the healing reduction it affects bosses with is very strong. It affects bosses who primarily have passive healing restoration like Mephisto the Singer's Cocoon, and stages with static devices such as Gramophones healing the Colossuses. At M3, this skill costs 20 SP, and with talent 1 in play making each unit last 18 seconds, this skill also has a nearly 100% skill uptime. Without a doubt, this is his strongest skill, and you should definitely M3 it. Skill 3 is one of the best debuff skills in the entire game. You just need to be smart on how you set it up. Lodestar will throw alchemical units to 4 operators with the lowest block within range, and create a field in the space between those operators, reducing the defensive stats of all enemies and their attack. The debuff strength increases as time passes on, reaching a max after 15 seconds, but this is generally not an issue because of the extremely long duration of the skill. To get any value out of it, you will need operators within Lodestar's range, which means it interacts with his first talent as well, increasing the duration of the skill, allowing you to get even more out of the max debuffs the skill has. The skill also graciously provides a very big attack range increase as a passive. The arts damage this skill does is also true AoE, and the amount of damage it can output is nothing to sneeze at either. At M3, this skill costs 60 XP with a 26-second duration, so nearly 50% uptime of the skill, but with the extremely powerful debuffs it provides, it's well worth it. At M1, the target count for this skill will increase from 3 to 4, so I would highly recommend at least hitting this breakpoint because it makes the setup a lot easier. And I would also recommend completing the M3 since it increases the duration of the skill by a few seconds and increases the max debuffs the skill provides as well. Lodestar is a revolutionary unit that has multiple different playstyles. He's capable of carrying low-level counts with his skill 2's passive healing and true AoE arts damage, and he can make any maxed account stronger with his skill 3's amazing debuff. Thorns the Lodestar is absolutely worth pulling for and sinking resources into. His strength will make him relevant for a very long time. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time Iberia gets something worth talking about.